Hey everyone. Today I'm going to do a tutorial going over noise. I did a previous tutorial going over something called filterbank rhythms, and basically that was routing noise into the filter bank and then sequencing noise and the filter bank frequencies to create a sort of rhythm with different frequencies for the noise, and it sounds pretty cool. You might want to check that one out. But just thought I would kind of make some things clearer here for what you're doing with sequencing noise. There's really two different menus that you'll be interested in the VCO settings. It's pages 23 and 24. But let's just sequence noise. So how you do that is go into the set routing. Now on page 1 of 3, basically turn off everything from being on trigger group 1. So I'm just shifting everything to trigger group 2. And same on page 2 of 3, so only noise is going to be on trigger group 1. Okay? Now, I have my keyboard hooked up, and we should be, if you hit select and then analog synth and hold it down, go to part 12, that's going to be trigger group 1 that you're activating when you press your keyboard or sequence. Now, I press down on my keyboard and there's no sound. So what you want to do is go into the VCO pages, and I'm on page 1 of 27, and go to 23 of 27, and right now it says that it's going through the filter bank, and I don't really want it to go through the filter bank. This is basically telling you how enveloped noise volumes are going to be heard, and right now we're just going to send it through the bus, so the output of that is just going to go straight to the bus. I'll turn that down for a second, but so one thing we should do first is go into the envelope generator balance. Press VCA, the EG balance, and go to page 5 of 8. I'm going to turn the decay down and the release down to 0. Decay I'll put up to 88. And now I'll go back into the VCO oscillator wave and turn the bus up. So now when I press the keyboard, that's for the enveloped noise volume. So if we go back to the envelope generator for noise, we can change those settings. Okay, now that's going straight to the bus. So if I go back to the VCO oscillator wave and page 23 of 27, that's the envelope noise volume being the output going directly to the bus. Now we can change that to have it go through the filter bank, the low pass filter, or the multi-mode. Now if you go to page 24 of 27, this is the noise direct volumes. So previously I had the noise, in one of my previous tutorials, I had the noise, I just turned the direct volume up and had it going through the filter bank, and then basically just sequenced the filter bank frequencies. So the noise was just constantly going, which was basically like turning like having the output going through the bus. So if we go back to page 23, I have the envelope noise volume going directly through the bus. So if we go to the sequence edit and go to for me, sequencer line 11, which is triggering trigger group 1, we can actually, I'll set a length of 2, and this will be the enveloped noise. So if I just do on 1, 5, 9, and 13, you know, and then you can change the envelope generator settings, so the ADSR settings. Now, if you don't want it to go straight to the bus, you can shut that off and either route it through the filter bank, the low pass filter, or the multi-mode filter. So if let's just say let's put it through the low pass filter. and I'll push play. Now I don't hear anything yet, but you'll want to go into the envelope generator release button and basically go to page 2 of 2 and turn the bypass settings up for the low pass, because the low pass filter is not being sequenced with trigger group 1, so I'm just going to have it, the output volume from the noise going to the low pass, but letting the low pass basically be open at the whole time. So now, if I open up the filter, so you can hear it, and we can modulate the filter, the low pass filter, the cutoff modulation, if you hit the red knob or encoder. And you could also, I haven't really gone into the filter settings, but they're pretty self-explanatory. Maybe later I'll go into a tutorial on them, but you could have other LFOs controlling the cutoff and the resonance. Oops, sorry. And so that was making sure that we had the low pass bypassing any envelope generators. So I'll turn that back down. And you can do that for the multi-mode, the low pass, and the filter bank. I just showed you going through the low pass, but you can kind of test it out yourself. Basically noise is just going to be one sound, so you're basically, that's what you get for the sound. You can't really, you can modulate it with the cutoffs and the resonance, but one thing you lose with this is a trigger group if you're just wanting to sequence noise. If we went back to set routing, like I said, basically noise is the only thing being triggered by trigger group 1. The problem with this is that we only have 3 trigger groups currently in this version of the operating system, so I should stop myself there because I realized that actually you can sequence noise without using a trigger group. You'll use a sequencer line though, and I'm going to go through and show you that now. Basically, I've start over and started on a blank pattern, so nothing's been sequenced or anything. So what you can do is, if you go to Target and then go to the end and create a new sequencer line, go over to a VCA. Now it's going to say VCA 1, 2, 3, 4 noise, and we'll actually push the noise bypass. Now let's sequence, so we'll do a length of 2, and we'll just do decay. There's no volume now, but what you can do is go to page 23 of 27 and turn the bus up. So if you turn the bus volume up, envelope to noise, which is what these are, is going to go, the output is going to go through to the bus. So now you can actually sequence noise without using a trigger group. And by twisting the knobs you can get an offset value for that, and it will actually sequence a note. So that's what you saw me doing, twisting the knobs. And that's the other way to sequence noise. I actually just found that out tonight, and it's really interesting because I didn't really realize that you can also sequence the multimode and the low pass bypass. So that might be maybe another tutorial sometime. I haven't yet figured out, or haven't thought about what to use that for, but so like I said, there's actually a few ways to sequence noise. One is to use a trigger group and sequence noise, and you can route that through the low pass, high pass, multimode, or your filter bank, and or just straight to the bus. Or you can use this sequencer line, the VCA and noise bypass. And I think that's about it for noise.